Hi, my name is Arifa Adelacimo, and I'm making this video today to tell you about a wonderful opportunity you have to invest in yourself and your own future career goals by enrolling in Matthews Tutors. I'm currently a freshman student at Columbia University in the city of New York, an Ivy League institution, where I am studying neuroscience and behavior on the pre-med track. I personally don't believe that I would have had the ability to call myself a Columbia student had it not been for the efforts of Matthews Tutors all those years ago. When I was in high school, I struggled with math, and I knew that I struggled with math. Math filled me with fear, and I wasn't confident doing it. But after just a few sessions with Matthew's tutors, not only was I instilled with the confidence to go forth in whatever math classes I chose to take, but I was able to increase my ACT score by almost 10 points, helping me earn a super score of 35. With those numbers, I was able to get accepted to all 16 colleges I applied to, including but not limited to Cornell University, Georgetown University, Tulane University, Duke University, and the college I currently attend, Columbia University. Matthews Tutors is going to do everything that they can to help you. That's what they did for me. But not only are they going to help you be a better student, they're going to continuously check in on you. I know that I personally received a lot of messages of support from them during my first semester of college, which was one of the hardest semesters I've ever experienced as a student. Matthews made sure that I had the confidence to go forth and pursue my own academic goals, but they also helped me increase the numbers too so that I could get where I wanted to be. And I know that they can do the same thing for you if you give them a chance. Thank you.
Good morning to those in the Central Standard Zone and good afternoon to those in the Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to our Math is Free live session this morning or this afternoon, depends on where you are. Today we're going to be working with our elementary and middle and junior high school students. There's some questions already set up where I have some questions already that will fit into your curriculum. But I'm also open to you all telling me about the topics that are of greater interest to you. So if you have any topics that are of greater interest to you outside of what we're going to be covering, please feel free to state that in the chat. Stay engaged with us. The way we're going to walk through our sessions today is I'm going to put a question out there on the screen. I'll give you a few minutes to talk about it, to try to answer it, and then we'll discuss the best approach that we recommend our students to use in solving this type of questions. But before we get started, I hope you all have had a good summer. Did anyone do anything fun for this summer? Where did you go? What did you do? Did you learn any new skills? Maybe learn how to plant a garden, something fun. What did you learn this summer? What did you do this summer? I know it's for some people in the southern parts of the country, of the United States. Students are already getting ready to go back to school. School starts for many of them in the second or third week of August. And so this is just an opportunity to get your mind prepared for, what it takes to get back to school and all of that. So let me know how you all have enjoyed your summer. Let me know if you didn't enjoy it, what happened. I know there are lots of different things happening everywhere. So let's just hear from you on how your summer has gone and what you're looking forward to as you go back to school in the next few weeks. I know those in the East Coast are probably going back to school sometime right after Labor Day in the United States. That's after the first Monday in September. So let's just interact on that, and I'll go ahead and share the screen that has the questions. But meanwhile, you can talk to me about how your summer has gone. I know for some of us here in our local area in Texas, a lot of people had a lot of fun things to do. I think this is the first summer that we're not bombarded with COVID, so a lot of people had to travel, went on vacation trips or went to resorts, parties or whatever it may be outside the country. So just let's see how your summer went, and I'm really excited to read your comments. So this is our first question as we start. This is for first and second graders. Question is about adding three-digit numbers. While you're working on this, I'll look to see what kind of comments we got from the audience on how their summer went and what they're looking forward to as they prepare to go back to school. Okay, thank you, Adeosun Oludamola. Thank you for joining us today. Daron says he went to California. I hope you enjoyed California. Can you tell us about anything fun you did in California? What did you see? What did you do? What was it a first time in California? What was the experience like? Okay, so Jaden has an answer. No calculators, no cheating. We will not use calculators for anything we do today. All right, I see a lot of answers coming through. And as we get some answers coming through, we'll start solving the questions together. I want to hear some feedback on what you're looking forward to as you're going back to school. What are you looking forward to? If you didn't have a good year the year before, what are you going to do to make sure you have a better year? You know, those are the kind of things that I like to see you guys talk about as well. Okay, let's go ahead and answer this question. This is for first and second graders. So the best way I like to do this is I like to arrange them. We call that vertical arrangement. So we're going to arrange top to top and bottom. So 715 plus 198. So whenever you're adding numbers together, you always want to start from the right hand side. Some schools call it the ones place. So this is all about place value. Some schools call it the ones place. Some call it the units place. It depends on what terminology your school uses. That's about the only one that is different for some schools. So we start off by adding the numbers 5 and 8. So we add 5 and 8 together and we get 13. So if you look at the number 13, 13 is a two-digit number. So what we're going to do is, if you look at the 1 here, it's in the tens place. So we're going to bring that up here, and then we're going to bring the 3 over here. Now we're going to add this column here with the 1. So you have 1 plus 1 plus 9. That is 11. So we can only have one digit here. So we're going to have 1 here, and then this one comes here, and then this one over here comes up here. So 1 plus 7, we have 8 plus 1, we have 9. So this is going to be 913. Everyone seems to have got that one right. So we're starting off pretty simple. So let's see how the rest of the questions go. So very good job on everyone who has answered. So 913 is the right answer. Grismy Gaming, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us today. I'm not sure who that is. If you want us to identify you by your name, you can also spell out your name so I can identify you by your name. So that's that for this one. Let's go to the next question. So we're looking for estimating the sum of 478 and 213 to the nearest 10. This is place value rounding, and this is very common for third graders and fourth graders. Very common for third graders and fourth graders. So we're estimating the sum of 478 and 213. Priella, okay. Okay, good to have you, Priella. Can everyone say where they're joining us from? I'd like to hear that. Are you from the United States. I think some are probably from Canada. Just let's share where you're coming from and what state if you're in the United States, and what if you're in Canada, what province you're also coming from or you're joining us from. And if you're from any other country, any other information that you find useful or that would help us identify your location will be good. All right, so Shabak, I see 690. Okay, I see a lot of contribution here. So let's go ahead and try to answer this question together. So we have 478 plus 213 to the nearest 10. So what that simply means, so we're going to go 478. We're going to also have 213. So when you're trying to estimate the sum to the nearest 10, you are going to first round each of the numbers to the nearest 10, and then you add them together. Okay, Prince Edward Island in Canada. All right, very nice, very nice. Okay, Texas. Okay, thank you for joining, everyone. So let's go ahead and estimate this. We're going to round 478 to the nearest 10. So this is the place value. This is the digit we're worried about. So we're going to look to the right of it. We see 8. Any number that is 5 or more makes us increase the number in the tens place. So we're going to have 480. And then here, this is our tens place. And if we look to the right, we have a 3. This is less than 5. So that means that we're going to keep 1 the same and put a 0 at the end. So this is going to be 210. We're going to add this together and we have 0, 9, 690. So that is correct. Okay, Texas from America. Very good. We're also in Texas. That's good to have you here. So this is 690 is going to be the answer when you round this to the nearest 10. So that's a good job so far. Looks like we're still going simple. So let's go to the next set of questions. Okay, so this is fractions, equivalent fractions. We're trying to find the value of x that makes 4/9 and x/54 equivalent fractions. If there's any topic that you're very interested in, also feel free to share that. We'll be able to accommodate your requests. All right, let's wait for some answers to trickle in. We have 4/9, we have x/54. We're trying to find the value of x that makes both fractions equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are fractions that have the same value, but they look different. So we're looking for the value of x that makes both fractions equivalent, which means they must have the same value. Okay, we're going to have some more questions for lower grade. What grade are we looking at here? Okay, so Priella is saying, can't answer this. That's fine. We'll go through it together. So we see x equal to 24. That's one answer. And let's see if any other person has an idea how to answer this question, and then we can proceed. Okay, I see Anastasia having x equal to 24 and Priella x equal to 24. Jaden says 1.5. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and take a stab at this together. So 4/9, I'm going to show you two different ways to do this, and then you can decide which one you prefer. So 4/9 use a different color here. So 4 over 9, and we have x over 54. So there are two ways you can look at this. I'm going to start with the easy way. So if you look at 9 and 54, you can see that 54 is a multiple of 9. So to get from 9 to 54, we're going to multiply by 6. So we can also go from 4 to x by multiplying by 6. What makes them equivalent is that what you do to the numerator, you're also doing exactly the same thing to the denominator. So 4 multiplied by 6 is going to be 24. So here you can see x equal to 24. But there is another method, just in case you have an equivalent fraction where you cannot easily identify the multiples. What you can do, I'm going to use a different color here, just so you can see the difference. So 4 over 9 equal to x over 54. What you can now do here is you do a cross product right here, multiply this together, multiply this together. So this is going to be x multiplied by 9 equal to 54 multiplied by 4, and then you can divide everything by 9 just to get your x, and then you can see here that this is going to be x equal to 6 multiplied by 4, which is also 24. One of the beauty of math, one of the reasons why I love math is that there are usually several paths to get to your destination. You just have to find one that you like and practice it, study it so well that you can use it at any time and then stick with it. Great answers. That's indeed correct. We're getting some good participation here. All right, so the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to do a puzzle. No age limit on this puzzle. All right, so let me get some letters here. Which of these letters can be arranged into a 5-letter English word? So let's go ahead, and I'm going to give you a list of letters, and you're going to tell me which of them you can arrange into a 5-letter English word. Five-letter English word. Okay, so it's puzzle time. Which of these letters can we arrange into a 5-letter English word? I'll give you some time to think about it. Which of these letters can you arrange into a 5-letter English word? And also, if you can arrange it, tell me what the word is. What word would that be? Okay, all right. There should be more than one. All right, I see. You can only use the letter once. You have to use the letter once. Jaden, it's a 5-letter English word. So what you have is 4 letters. Raise. Okay, okay. A lot of really, really intelligent answers here. So let's see. What are the words? Let me write some of what I'm seeing here. So I see Dotted is 6 letters. We're looking for a 5-letter English word. So I see arise as one of them. I see raise as one of them. I see stray as another one. Can you think of any other one? Dotted is 6 letters. We need 5 letters. And you can only use a letter once. So if there are only 5 letters in that word, you can only have 5-letter words come out of it. If there are 6 letters, you have to create a 5-letter word out of that. All right, I think we've done well with this one. Very good contribution here. So we have arise from this. We have raise also come out of here, and then we have stray come out of here. So that is very well done. S-P-R-A-O, very good. So we got spray come out also. Spray, very nice. Spray, that's good. Okay, so I think that was fun. So thank you for contributing to this puzzle. There's going to be another one toward the end. And I want to remind you all that our school is coming up. I think for most people, we're looking at August or September, mid-August, and first week in September. Don't forget, we will be having a back-to-school campaign coming up shortly, where we'll talk to you about what we're going to be doing for students as they get back to school. We're actually just rounding up the summer campaign that we have, and the purpose of the summer campaign is to make sure that students are prepared for school. They don't forget. One of the things that a lot of teachers complain about when the students come back to school after the summer break is something called knowledge loss, which simply means that students have forgotten almost everything they learned the year before. So what we're trying to do is help students not fall into that. And when students have that kind of a challenge at the beginning of the school year, their grades tend to suffer. And some students are able to recover, others just don't know how to recover. So what we're trying to do with our summer campaign is to make sure you never get to that point where you have to recover from knowledge loss. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're currently rounding up. But then also, if when you're going back to school, we're going to have a campaign to at least get you started the right way in your school year. So if you have any questions about that, you can contact us. We'll have that information available at the end of this session. So we'll go over to our next question, and this is also going to be for first and second graders. This is a word problem for first and second graders. Anybody can participate. So an elementary school has 4 third-grade classes. There are 32 students in the first one, 34 students in the second one, 38 students in the third one, and 45 students in the third grade class. How many third grade students are in the elementary school? How many third grade students are in this elementary school, if these are the students in all the third grade classes? If you're not sure what to do, just type I am not sure. I don't understand what to do, and that way it will give me an idea of how to help you as I answer the questions. So third grade student, there are 4 third grade classes in this elementary school. In the first one, you have 32 students. That's a pretty big class. In the second one, you have 34 students. In the third one, you have 38 students. And in the fourth one, you have 45 students. So how many third grade students are there in this elementary school? So I see some answers coming in. I see 149. Most people think it's 149. Daron thinks it's 151. So let's see who's right. Let's see who's right with these answers. All right, let's go with yellow this time around. So we have 32 students. There's some keywords we're going to be looking for. So how many third grade students are there in this elementary school? So this is most likely going to be an addition because we're trying to find out the total number of students in all the four classes combined. So this is going to be an addition problem. So we're going to go with 32 plus 34 plus 38 plus 45. So there are two ways of doing this. You can arrange all the numbers. So you can have it 32, 34, 38, 45. You can add all of this together. That's one option. The other option is you can add you add the first two. When you get an answer, you add the third one. When you get an answer, you add the fourth one. That's another way you can do it. So we'll use these two methods and see if we get the same answer. If we don't get the same answer, that's a problem. So let's see what's going to happen here. So 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 8 is 14. 14 plus 5 is 19. So we have 19. We're going to write the 9 and move the 1 to the tens place. So this is 9, and we bring the 1 up here. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. So we have 149. Okay. So I see a lot of you got it right, and looks like Darren changed his mind. Very good. So now I'm going to show you the other method, which is 32 plus 34. This is going to be 2 plus 4, 6. 3 plus 3, 6. Nothing to carry over. Now we add 38 to that. 6 plus 8, 14. So we're going to have 4 and bring 1 up here. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. And then we'll now add 45. Add 45 to this. 4 plus 5, well, that's a good thing. When you have 45, you have to make sure that you line them up with the place value. So you have 5 under 4 because both numbers are in the ones place, or for those of you that are in the British system, that is in the units place. Then 0 and 4 are in the tens place. So you have a 1 here. Just a good practice to put a 0 here so that you have the same number of digits that you're adding together. So 4 plus 5, you have 9. 0 plus 4, you have 4. 1 plus 0, you have 1. So you can see that it doesn't matter how we go about it, we're going to get the same answer. So this is 149. So you would say 149 students in the third grade class in this elementary school. So well done to everyone. Let's go ahead and answer another question. Okay, we're looking at what problems for third to fifth graders. So Sarah has a string that is 167.24 centimeters long, while Isaiah has a string that is 148.57 centimeters long. How much longer is Sarah's string? How much longer is Sarah's string? How much longer is Sarah's string? What are you going to do there? Are you going to add? Are you going to subtract? Are you going to multiply? Are you going to divide? At the end of the day, math is all about those four operations. No matter what you do, it's all about those four things. So let's see some answers trickling in. Thank you for the participation today. You all are doing a fantastic job today. And there'll be another puzzle coming up soon. That one should be quite interesting. No calculators. Don't use a calculator. You don't need it. So I'll read it again for you. Sarah has a string that is 167.24 centimeters long, while Isaiah has a string that is 148.57 centimeters long. How much longer is Sarah's string? We're talking about decimals here. So these are word problems that involve decimals. So let's see what you're going to do with this question. Let's see if the answers are trickling in already. Okay, I see 18.77. 18.77. It is longer by 18.67. Okay, so that's a different answer. It's a different answer from Priella. 18.67 is what Priella, are you male or female? I don't want to assume. I'm guessing female, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. We have a few answers already. 18.77 and 18.67. So let's see who got it right. Let's see who got this one right. You're free to change your mind before I start answering the question. If you want to change your mind, there's still some time to do so. So we have how much longer, so that means that just tells us that we need to do, okay, pre-realized female, good. So how much longer tells me that we have to do some form of subtraction. And at this stage, you want to subtract the smaller one from the bigger one. So we have 167.24 minus 148.57. Okay, so what we're going to do now is every time we line up these anytime we line up decimals, before we actually go into this, whenever you're trying to line up decimals, you have to line up the decimal points together, and then you line up the numbers by place value. So you can see here that 2 is the first digit after the decimal, just like 5. So that's why we line them up together. The same for 4 and 7. That's why they're lined up together. And then you can see that for 7 here and 8. We see that for 4 and 6, and then 1 and 1. So now we're going to do some subtraction. So can we subtract 7 from 4? So if we have 4 units, can we take 7 from that? Impossible to do. So we're going to go over to our neighbor right here and see if he can borrow us 1. And when we borrow 1 from here, that 1 becomes 10. So we're going to take 1 out of here. We have a really good neighbor. And so it's going to come over here and we add it to 4. It becomes 14. So 14 minus 7, we're going to get 7. Now we have 1 over here, and then we have, can we take 5 units from 1 unit? Not going to happen. So we go over to our neighbor over here, borrow 1 from that. It becomes 10, and then we add it to 1, which makes it 11. 11 minus 5, we have 6. And then we have 6 minus 8 here as well. And so what we're going to do here is, it's impossible to do that because you can't get 8 units out of 6. So we're going to come over here and borrow 1 as well. That 1 becomes 10 units, and we add it to 6, makes it 16. 16 minus 8 is going to be 8. And then we have 5 minus 4, that is going to be 1. And then 1 minus 1 is 0. So because it's 0, you just ignore it, and you can say that Sarah's string is 18.67 centimeters longer than Isaiah's string. So good job to everyone. Everyone, good contribution there. And we now have one question for our I think it's 6th and 7th graders. So this is percent word problems. So 3 friends went to dinner and agreed to split the cost of their meal evenly, which means each of them is going to pay exactly the same amount. The cost of the meal was $45, and they had to pay 7% sales tax. They also agreed to give the waiter an $8 tip. How much does each person contribute towards this bill? See, it seems like there's a lot going on here. So we have three friends going to dinner. The meal costs $45. They have to pay a 7% sales tax. And they also feel they got really good service. So they decided to give their waiter an $8 tip. How much will each person contribute towards this towards this bill? This one should be interesting. I like it. It's very realistic. A lot of times students ask, why do I have to learn all these topics in math? I'm never going to use them. But this is one of those instances where you're going to use it. It's a very common topic, percent. Learn how to work with percent so that you're not having sometimes you can get cheated. I've sometimes been to the store when the cashier gave me the wrong change but I was able to correct them because I know how to do some of these things. So it's always a good idea. It's always a good idea to learn these math topics. All right, so let's see. I'm waiting for some contribution on this question. Let's see for our 6th and 7th graders. Let's see how you're doing with this. I'm going to add some more questions to the end. There are some questions. I think we're going to do some good fractions toward the end. So let's see if we're going to get some contribution here. If you're not sure what to do, I know someone said earlier, this is way beyond my grade. That's okay. We'll get something for your grade soon. If you're not sure, say, oh, I don't know what to do here. Okay, forgot how to do taxes. Okay, we'll talk about taxes. We'll do some tax. I'll show you how to do it. It's really not, there's not too much to it. Okay, percent. Very common topic in 6th and 7th grades. And then you end up dealing with it when uh, you get into high school as well. It comes up in different ways as you continue to do your math, as you become a more advanced math student. All right, so Priyala says she's forgotten how to do that, which is fine. That's why we're here, to make sure that we can help remind you how to do some of these type of questions. Looks like this one is stumping a lot of people. Put in the comment if you're not even sure what to do, other than Priyala. Does anybody know what to do here? Or anyone else feels stuck, like they're not sure what to do, or they've forgotten how to work some of this? Put in the comments so I know exactly how to approach this question. Okay, so let's get started on this one. It sounds like it's a tough question for some. So let's go ahead and do it together. I'm going to use yellow here. So it says that three friends went to dinner and agreed to split the cost of their meal evenly. The cost of the meal, okay, I don't know. All right, very good. The cost of the meal was good. See, this is a good one. Not in our grade for sure. So the cost of the meal was $45 with a 7% sales tax. Okay, $18.72. All right, let's see. Let's see. So $45 with a 7% sales tax. So what you're going to do is you have two ways to look at this, but I'll do the easy way. I don't want to even confuse you with the more difficult way. So let's start with the easy way. There are two ways to do percent. One way you can do that is you can have 7. Remember that a percent is a fraction with 100 as its denominator. That's all it is. So 7% is 7 over 100. So 100 is your denominator. So this is that, and then you multiply this by 45 over 1, just so that it looks like a fraction as well. So what you're going to do here is figure out what this value is going to be. So we can go, this is going to be, because this is 100, I won't even try to simplify this. I would actually just multiply 45 by 7. So 45 multiplied by 7. If you see some of what I do, I typically try to avoid using the calculator. So I'm going to do that here. 45 multiplied by 7. 5 multiplied by 7 is 35. I have 5 here and I bring 3 up here. 4 multiplied by 7, we have 28. Plus 3, we have 31. So this is going to be 315 divided by 100. And whenever you're dividing by 100, this is now, we're going to be dealing with standard form and scientific form. So we're going to go here and we're going to move this right here. So this is going to be 3.15. So the tax on this meal is $3.15. So what we're going to do now is figure out how much the dinner would cost with taxes. So that is $45, 45.00 plus 3.15. So that is going to be, add 5, 1, this is 8, put a 0 here, so 48.15. Now we also know that they've decided to give an $8 tip to the waiter. So this is going to be 08.00. So this is 5, this is 1, this is 8 plus 8 is 16. So we have 6 here and we bring 1 up here. 1 plus 4 is 5. So now we have $56.15. But we know something very important about this bill. They've decided to split the cost evenly. So that means that all of them are going to pay exactly the same amount. So what we're going to now do, whenever you have split the cost evenly, you're looking at division. So we're going to divide 56.15 by 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to ignore the decimal. Whenever you're dividing decimals, you can start off by ignoring it and just do your division. 5 divided by 3, you can only do that once. 1 multiplied by 3, we have 3. We subtract, we have 2. We bring down the 6. How many groups of 3 in 26? We have 8. 8 multiplied by 3 is 24. We subtract, and then we have 2. And then we bring this one down here all the way. So 21 divided by 3, we have 7. 7 multiplied by 3, we have 21. We subtract, we get 0. And then we bring the 5 all the way down. And so 5 divided by 3, we have 1 there. 1 multiplied by 3 is 3. We subtract, and now we have 2. Now we have to deal with decimal. We're going to convert this. We're going to deal with some decimal. So 2 divided by 3, we can't do that. So we put a decimal right here. And this becomes 20. 20 divided by 3, we have 6. 6 multiplied by 3, we have 18. And so we subtract, this is going to be 2. And we're going to see that this is going to be a repeating decimal. So this is going to be 6, 6, 6. So I'm just going to put a 7 here. But now we have to convert this to money. So you can see here that we have 2 decimal places right here. So we're going to now move this 2 units to the left. So this is going to be 1, 2. So now you're going to have something that looks like this: 18.716667. So we remember that we're dealing with money, so we can only have 2 numbers after the decimal digit. So after the decimal rather, so we can only have 2 decimal digits after the decimal. So what we're going to do now is, this is the number that we care about. We're going to look to the right. We can see it's a 6, so we're going to increase 1 to 2. So it's going to be $18.72. Each of them will contribute $18.72. So let me see who got that right. I see quite $18. Oh, Victor. Victor did it. Victor, very good. Fantastic. $18.72 is the contribution from each of the friends. All right, we have another puzzle coming up. Did this make sense to everyone? Everybody did good on this? You understand it now? If you need another example of a question like this, or if you're in a lower grade and you want a topic that there's a topic you really want us to talk about, let me know. We'll do it. It is confusing. Okay, give some more information on where you got confused. We'll be able to come back to another question like this. All right, since there's okay, let me just go over it. Let's do a puzzle first, and then we'll do something else similar to this. All right, so this is our puzzle. How many four-sided figures are there in this diagram? How many four-sided figures are there in this diagram? How many four-sided figures are there in this diagram? Let's see some answers coming in. It's not that hard to do taxes. Maybe I'll do another example just on taxes after this, after we're done with all these questions, just so that you feel a bit more comfortable about taxes. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, I see 5. Didn't think there 5. 4. Okay. Good contributions so far. So I see 5, I see 4. Let's see if anybody has a different answer. 4. Make sure you account for every four-sided figure. Make sure you are looking at it and you get all the four-sided figures. So 5 and 4 seem to be the dominant answers here. 5 and 4. Let's see if anybody has a different answer, a different approach to counting these four-sided figures. 4, okay. 4 seems to be okay. 6 from Victoria, all right. That's the different answer. 5 from Daron, I see. Shemilore, Shabak have 4 as well. Daron says 4. Okay. All right, looks like we have quite a few answers come through. So let's go ahead and look at the number of four-sided figures this shape actually has. Victor says 6. All right. So Victor and Victoria saying that we should have 6. And Rated Cranes and Truck Driving School. I'm not sure who that is, but that's the handle I see here saying 6 as well. Shabak is saying 6. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how many we have. So this is 1 here, this is 2. This right here becomes 3. So all of these right here is the third one. Then we have a fourth one here. We also have a fifth one right here. And then we have the sixth one right here. So it actually is 6. There are 6 four-sided figures in the diagram that we have here. Which one did you all not see? I've numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Which of those four-sided figures were you not able to identify when you were working through it? For those of you that are new to our channel, please subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of video resources, math resources as well, on different topics from elementary school to middle school and junior high to high school. We have everything up. We have Algebra 2 topics. We're always uploading new topics to our channel. So subscribe to it so that even when we go live next time, you can also get a notification. When you subscribe, don't just subscribe, hit the bell. If you hit the bell, when we upload a new video on a new topic, you get a notification. When we also go live, you will get an alert that we're live. And sometimes we do math, sometimes we do things about going to college. We do a lot of different things, so it's not just all about math. So whenever we go live, you'll be able to know that we're live, and you can join us and enjoy what we're doing. Okay, so you saw. Okay, someone said it didn't say the fifth one. Okay, the third, 5 and 3 were the dominant ones. 5 and 3. I thought as much. 5 and 3 will be the dominant ones that most students will skip. Also, remember, it's back to school time is coming up. We have programs to help you get back to school and make sure that when you get back to school, it's not stressful at first. That's a common thing. I have a privilege of talking with teachers locally and outside of the state that I live in, and that is one of the things that they talk about when students get back to school. They have a hard time just getting into the groove of schoolwork. Sometimes because they've forgotten almost everything and they have to spend more time reviewing. Other times they just are not in the mood. So what we're trying to do is just try to get you in the mood of learning again. I know for some you may have spent the summer having a good time. Of course you deserve it because you've done well. You had a long school year and you deserve to have fun, but also it's about that time where we need to get back to school and get in the groove of things so that school doesn't become stressful. The first grading period of school is usually the most stressful for students. We're here to make sure that that's not true for you. All right, we have one question and then we're going to do some of that question after that. For money word problems for our second to fourth graders. After this, I'm going to do one more question on taxes because that seems to be something that everyone did not like too much, or when it was not everyone wasn't able to do. So Sarah's parents gave her $125 for a shopping trip. Let's say the mall. They went to the mall. She spent $48.23 on clothes, $11.75 on candies, and $51.19 on decorations for her room. How much money did she have left after the shopping trip? How much money did she have left after she went shopping? That's a lot of money to go for one shopping trip on clothes, candies. It's pretty good. How much money did she have left? Let's wait for the answers to trickle in. Very good contribution from the group today. This is very, very good contribution. We try to make this as engaging as possible. So the questions allow us to engage with each other on the different topics that we're doing, or that we're learning, or we're testing out, or we're working problems on. And as you can see, we try to accommodate as many groups of students as possible. So for those that are in the lower grades, this is your time. I know when we were doing the questions for the higher grades, you probably did not know what to do, but this is your time to, to have fun with this question. Don't forget, after this, we're going to be doing one more question on taxes. And for those of you that are new to our channel, if you have older siblings or friends or cousins or family members that are in high school, we also have a SAT summer program going on, and we started on July 5th. We'll be going all the way to September 24th. It's not too late to join in. Every class we have done is recorded. So if you come in now, you will actually have access to the recordings from the previous classes and also homework assignments. There we have a way to make sure, we want to make sure that doesn't matter how late you get into the program, you can still benefit from it. So we see 23.83 as an answer here. All right, let's wait for maybe a minute or so. Okay, that's how much you had left. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this question. So Sarah's parents gave her $125 for a shopping trip. She spent $48.23 on clothes, $11.75 on candies, and $51.19 on decorations for her room. How much money did she have left? So how do we tell how much money she had left? First of all, we need to know how much she started with, which we know is $125. She was given $125. And for you to know how much money she had left, you have to know how much she spent. How much did she spend? Okay, so to know how much she spent, we have to add all of this together. We have to add all the amount she spent together. So she spent $48.23 on clothes. So this is $48.23 on clothes. She spent $11.75, $11.75 on candies, and $51.19 on decorations for her room. So we're going to add all of this together. So I see 13.83 and we also see 23.83. So let's see who's right. So 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 9 is 17. So we're going to write a 7 here and bring 1 up here. 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 7 is 10, 10 plus 1 is 11. We write 1 here and bring 1 up here, and we'll put our decimal right here. 1 plus 8, 9, 9 plus 1, 10, 10 plus 1, 11. So we write 1 here and bring 1 up here as well. 4 plus 1, 5, plus 1, 6, 6 plus 5, 11. So this is 1 here, and then there's zeros all over here. So I'm just going to bring 1 over here. So this is 111.17. So we're now going to subtract that from $125. 125 minus 111.17. Okay, so what we're going to do here is 0 from 7 can do it. 7 from 0 we can do it. Go over to the neighbor. Neighbor has nothing, so we go over to the next door neighbor. To that neighbor we have 5. So we have 5 here. We're going to borrow 1. That becomes 4 over here. The 1 that we borrowed makes this one 10 right here. Let me use a different color so you can see. So it makes this one over here 10. And so now we can borrow from this person because it has 10. So we borrow 1 here, it becomes 9. The one we borrow becomes 10. We add it to 0. This becomes 10. So 10 minus 7, we have 3. 9 minus 1, we have 8. We have 4 minus 1 is 3. 2 minus 1 is 1. And then we have 0 here. So we have $13.83 from, this is how much Sarah is going to have left after her shopping trip. Okay, well done to everyone. So one last thing we're going to do is we're going to do one more question on sales taxes. It sounded to me that a lot of you had problems understanding that, so I'm going to make sure we address that. So let's talk about sales taxes quickly. Sales taxes. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to remember that sales taxes typically start off as a percent. You start off your sales taxes as a percent. So it is the additional amount you pay after the value of the item that you have purchased. In the previous question that we were working on, we're looking at someone that went to eat and had to pay some taxes on the food item bought. So let's look at something different now. What if you went to a clothing store and you bought some clothes for $70, and the clothing store decided to add a tax, maybe in the city where the clothing store is, the sales tax on clothes is 5%. The sales tax is 5%. So how much will this customer pay after paying the sales tax on the item purchased? So remember what I said about percent. A percent is a fraction that has 100 as its denominator. That's all it is. So 5% is the same as 5 over 100. So we want to find out the sales tax paid on $70. So this is going to be, we multiply this by 70 over 1. So what you can do here is you can multiply across, or you can actually simplify if you want. This one is one of those that you can simplify. In any percent problem, you can simplify. Sometimes you don't want to because you have your calculator. I know in most of our school districts, at least in the United States, students are allowed to use calculators for just about everything. So if you had your calculator, you would just multiply 5 over 100 by 70 over 1. Or we can just multiply across ourselves. 5 multiplied by 70 is 5 multiplied by 7, we have a 35. We put a 0 at the end. We divide by 100. Now we can simplify this. We can divide by 10, so this is going to cancel out. Now we can also divide by 5. We divide 10 by 5, we have 2. We divide 35 by 5, we have 7. So this is going to be 7 over 2. I'm going to convert that to a decimal. So this is 7, 2. How many of groups of 2 do we have in 7? We have 3. 3 multiplied by 2, we have 6. We subtract, we have 1. So 1 is less than 2, so we have to convert this to a decimal. So we put a decimal here and make this 10. 10 divided by 2, we have 5. 5 multiplied by 2, we have 10. 10 minus 10, we have 0. So this is going to be $3.50. That's from here. So the tax on this item is $3.50. And so we have to add that to the $70. So it's going to be $70 plus $3.50. So remember what I told you earlier, whenever you're dealing with decimals, you have to line them up. So 70, so we have 50 over here, and then we have 3 because 3 is in the ones place or the units place. So we're going to put it right over here and then put a 0 here. And then we have $73.50. Is this better? 17, so it's $73.50. Where did you get lost? Are you in 6th grade already? 5th grade? What grade are you in? Let me just, so I can understand if it's just a topic that you haven't covered yet. Because we have to make sure that you understand percent. If you understand percent, the rest of it is mostly addition. If you understand how to find the percent. So let me start again and say 73.50. Okay, that's correct. So let's start again and say that when you're dealing with percent, a percent is the same as having a number with 100 as its denominator. So if you have 10%, 10% simply means we have a denominator of 100 and 10 as your numerator. If you have 8.5%, it simply means you have 100 as your denominator and 8.5 as your numerator. Oh, you're going to 4th grade, yeah. So you won't have learned about percent yet. You will learn about percent probably towards the end of 5th grade most of the time, or at the beginning of 6th grade. Okay, 3rd grade. So it makes a lot of sense. So is there any other topic that you want me to go over before we go? Pick any topic. We have enough time to tackle one more topic. What topic do you want? or I can give you one topic that I find quite interesting. Third grade going to fourth grade. Good, good. So are you excited about going back to school? Is anyone excited? You Or are you tired of the summer break already? It's too long, it's too hot indoors, it's too hot out there. You can't do too many fun things because it's too hot. Okay, going to third. Fractions. Okay, what about fractions? That's one of my favorite topics to do. You love fractions? Okay. So tell me if there's a top, if there's any part of, tell me if there's any part of fractions you want to go over. Let me show you, I'm actually going to show you a simple trick that I've started using more recently with adding fractions. Let me show you a simple trick. Let's do it. So let's do a trick with fractions. Okay, I'm going to show some fractions. Let's go with 2 over 3 plus 1 over 5. Two. I see there's a lot of no when it comes to fractions. I hear it all the time. But let me show you a simple trick that you can use with fractions. So what you can do on this with this type of fractions here, this is I call it the addition trick. You can actually use this for subtraction as well. So what we're going to do here is we're going to multiply the numerator of one with the denominator of the other. So we multiply this way. So this is going to be 2 multiplied by 5. We're going to put a parenthesis around it, plus, and then we're going to multiply this way as well. 3 multiplied by 1. And that is what you're going to have for your numerator. And then for your denominator, you're going to multiply this way. 3 multiplied by 5. So you're going to have 2 multiplied by 5, which is 10. 3 multiplied by 1 is 3. Over 3 multiplied by 5, we have 15. 10 plus 3 is 13 over 15. See how simple that is? You see how simple that is? You can actually, let's do one with subtraction. Let's do the same thing. Let's do something similar. So 3 over 4 minus 1 over 7. So we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to multiply this way, multiply that way, and then we'll multiply this way as well. 3 multiplied by 7, we have 3 multiplied by 7, minus 4 multiplied by 1 over 4 multiplied by 7. So 3 multiplied by 7 is 21, minus 4 over 28. This is going to give you 17 over 28. So that is that. Multiplying fractions. Let's do one multiplying fractions question, and then we'll be able to go after that. So let's go with 2 over 3 multiplied by 1 over 9. Well, let's not do 1 over 9. Let's do 1 over 6. So you have two ways you can do this. You actually just multiply across, and then you simplify. Multiply across and then simplify. So this is 2 over 18, and this is going to be 1 over 9. And if this is too simple, let's do one more. I love fractions, so let's do one more. 3 over 5 multiplied by 7 over 9. 3 over 5, 3/5 multiplied by 7 9. So how would you do that? The first thing you're going to do whenever you're multiplying fractions, it is very difficult. It's not impossible to do, but it's difficult and confusing whenever you are just having to multiply mixed numbers, or some people call them mixed fractions. but they're more suitably called mixed numbers. So we're going to change each of these to an improper fraction. So 1 multiplied by 5, we have 5 plus 3, 8 over 5, multiplied by 3 multiplied by 9, we have 27 plus 7, we have 34 over 9. So now we can multiply across this way. 8 multiplied by 34, so let's go with 34 multiplied by 8, we have 4 multiplied by 8, 32, bring 3 up here, 3 multiplied by 8, 24 plus 3, 27, so this is 272 divided by 45. So now you have to now convert this back to a mixed number. So how many groups of 45 do you have in 272? So let's see. 45 multiplied by 1 is 45, by 2 is 90, by 3 is 135, by 4 is 180, by 5 is 225, by 6 is 270. So that's the closest to this. So it's going to be 6, and then we subtract 272 from 270. We're going to have 2 over 45. So that is how you would do a problem like that. So next week, we're going to have another live session. We have 2 live sessions. On Thursday next week, we're going to have high school students. And you're free to join. So if you're in 7th grade, you may actually benefit from it as well. But the focus will be mostly on Algebra 1. We're going to bring in some geometry questions next week, as well as Algebra 2 questions. And if we have some time, we may throw in a pre-calculus question. And then, so that's what we're going to do next week on Thursday. And then on Friday, we're going to have elementary and middle school and junior high students next week Friday again. So thank you for your time. We'll talk about it again next week. Shemilore, we'll talk about it again next week. So thank you for your time today. I've really enjoyed the pleasure of, hanging out with you today, talking about some math. So I hope you have a really good weekend and enjoy the time out there. If you love sports, go play some sports, but make sure you stay hydrated. Drink a lot of water, and have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you again next week. Thanks for joining us. Share with your friends, subscribe to the channel, share this with your friends and family and cousins. And if you go to church, share them with people you go to church with, so that they can also enjoy the benefit that we're sharing here. So have a wonderful weekend. I know you. Of course I know you, Shemilore. All right, thank you. Thank you. Our friends from Canada, thank you so much. All right. Have a lovely weekend. Bye for now.